Hi again. Welcome to today's class session, which focuses on the fifth element in Laddick and Stark's academic plan, which is instructional process. This is segment 2 of today's session. This Venn diagram, while somewhat dated, shows the different instructional processes that faculty may use and categorizes them into 5 main types based on their interactive characteristics or lack thereof. Here you see we have direct instruction, indirect instruction, experiential, individual study, and interactive instruction. While it is not all-inclusive, it does give an overview and includes some of the instructional processes Laddick and Stark discussed in our text on pages 197 to 206. The reference to CAI in individual study is for computerized assisted instruction. The closed procedure under the direct study circle is a reading comprehension activity in which words are omitted from a passage and students are required to fill in the blank. And finally, the 136 interactive instruction provides the opportunity for students to work independently, then as part of a group of 3, followed by blending their group with another group of 3. Faculty could use any of these instructional processes or a combination thereof, depending upon their context and their goals and objectives for learning. Next, we see how the instructional strategies selected can promote different levels of learner engagement, learning, and retention of information. While the chart is also somewhat dated, many of the activities are still used in classrooms today, and there are others that could be added to each list. The list shows low involvement on the far left, starting with lectures and demonstrations, moving on to medium involvement with group discussion and observation, and finally high involvement in the final column, which includes role play, case studies, and other activities. Laddick and Stark discuss the importance of intentional learning, which is characterized by learners who have these 5 attributes. These include question, organize, connect, reflect, and adapt. Questioning allows students to be critical consumers of knowledge and enhances critical thinking skills, often through problem solving. Organizing allows students to make sense of information in a hierarchical structure, often from the most general to the most detailed, and may use concept maps, such as the one for an academic plan. Third, connecting learning is done through examples of portfolios, community service, and professional learning communities. The fourth item, reflection, allows the learner to reflect on the learning as it relates to their own needs. And finally, number 5, adapt, allows learners to transfer knowledge from one setting to another, as in a low road, which is a well-known routine, or a high road, which uses skills in a new situation, transfer opportunity. We have talked about critical thinking and the challenge in developing and assessing it through different types of learning activities. This infographic illustrates the importance of critical thinking skills and their value in different contexts. Ennis, in 1987, defined critical thinking as reasonable, reflective thinking focused on deciding what to believe or do. It often involves problem solving, weighing alternatives, and making decisions. Well-structured problems measure surface learning, while ill-structured problems do not have one single right answer and require deep learning on the part of the student. This learning pyramid also illustrates the impact of different instructional processes on student retention. As we would expect, the more engaged learners are in the learning process, the greater their learning and retention. If you look at the pyramid, you see at the top you have lectures, followed by reading, followed by audio-visual, followed by demonstration, which is in the middle of the pyramid. As you progress further down to the bottom, through discussion, practice of doing, and teaching others, you find that retention increases the further down the pyramid you go and the more actively involved and engaged students become in their own learning. How do we assess intentional learning? We look at what students know, what they understand, and what they can do after their learning experience. These may be evident in comprehensive exams, theses, portfolios, and field experiences, as well as other summative measures. For segment 2, we have 2 activities. The first one, please view the video of a high school classroom using the link provided here. This link is also posted on Moodle 2 for your reference. The video is of 8th grade science. It's approximately 21 minutes long. As you watch this video, please record your responses and explanations to the following in a Google Doc. First, what is the instructor's teaching style? Second, what instructional strategies are used? Third, what is the level of learner involvement? Is it low, medium, or high? And how do you know? And finally, how is learning assessed? Once you have your responses, return to this PowerPoint and the next slide for additional instructions. For part B of this activity, now share your responses with your group in Google. As a group, discuss and combine your agreed upon responses to the 4 questions into one Google Doc. Then create a flowchart or process map that shows the flow of activities during this classroom observation. Submit your group responses and flowchart or process map on Moodle 2 for the Segment 2 Activity 1 assignment. This activity is designed to provide classroom observation practice before you complete the actual classroom observation assignment that is due on November the 1st. Once you finish this activity, please return to this PowerPoint for the next slide and final activity for this session. Okay, for Segment 2, Activity 2, please take time to write a 1-minute paper. That's right, only 60 seconds, and answer the following. First, what did you learn from this session? And include both segments 1 and 2 of the PowerPoint. And then, what question or questions do you still have? Submit your paper in the section labeled 1-minute paper for today's session. Once you have done that, this completes the session for this week. Thanks for participating. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next time.